Hey there, science fans! Welcome back to another exciting exploration of the world around us. Have you ever heard someone say, "I only use natural products because chemicals are bad"? It's a phrase that gets thrown around a lot these days. It's a common thought, but it's not quite right. Let's dive deeper into this idea. We often think that if something is natural, it must be good for us. Fresh fruits, vegetables, and beautiful forests come to mind. And if something is made in a lab, it must be dangerous. But is that really the case? The truth is, it's not that simple. The world of science and nature is far more nuanced. The world is a little more interesting than that. There's a lot more to consider. Just because something is natural doesn't automatically make it good. Nature has its own set of dangers. And just because something is made in a lab doesn't mean it's bad. Many lab-made products are incredibly beneficial. The natural world is full of amazing things, but it also has its fair share of dangers. Think about it. Poisonous plants, venomous animals, and even the sun, which can be harmful if we're not careful. We need to be mindful. On the other hand, scientists have created some pretty amazing things in labs that make our lives better, from medicines to technology. So the next time you hear someone say, "Natural is good, chemical is bad," remember that it's not that simple. There's more to the story. Keep reading and we'll explore this idea together. There's so much more to uncover. Before we go any further, let's answer a basic question. What are chemicals? This might seem like a simple question, but the answer is quite fascinating. The answer might surprise you. Everything around us is made of chemicals. That's right, everything. From the tallest skyscraper to the smallest blade of grass, it's all composed of chemicals. You, me, the air we breathe, the food we eat, the water we drink, it's all chemicals. Even the devices we use every day, like our phones and computers, are made up of countless chemicals. A chemical is simply a substance with a specific composition. This means that every chemical has a unique set of properties that make it different from other chemicals. Some chemicals are found in nature, like the oxygen in the air or the water in a lake. These natural chemicals are essential for life on Earth. Others are made by scientists in labs, like the ingredients in your toothpaste or the medicine you take when you're sick. These man-made chemicals can improve our quality of life in many ways. Don't let the word chemical scare you. It's just a term to describe the building blocks of everything around us. Chemicals themselves aren't good or bad. It's all about how they are used and how they interact with other substances. It's like thinking about ingredients in a recipe. Each ingredient has its own role and purpose. Some ingredients, like sugar, can be bad for you in large amounts. It's all about balance and moderation. Other ingredients, like vegetables, are good for you. They provide essential nutrients that our bodies need to function properly. The same goes for chemicals. Some are beneficial while others can be harmful if not handled correctly. The key is to understand what each chemical is and how it interacts with our bodies and the environment. This knowledge helps us make informed decisions, and that's where science comes in. Through research and experimentation, scientists uncover the mysteries of chemicals and how they affect our world. Let's talk about some examples from nature that prove natural doesn't always mean good. Think about poison ivy. It's a plant that grows naturally, but touch it and you'll get a nasty rash. That rash is caused by a chemical in the plant called urushiol. Or how about poisonous mushrooms? Some mushrooms look delicious but contain deadly toxins. These toxins are natural, but they can make you very sick or even kill you. Even the air we breathe can be dangerous in some places. Volcanoes, for example, release sulfur dioxide, a natural gas that can cause breathing problems. These are just a few examples that show that just because something is natural doesn't mean it's good for us. It's all about the specific chemicals involved and their effects. Section 4. Don't let big words scare you. Now let's talk about those scary chemicals with long names that we often find on product labels. These names can be intimidating, but they don't necessarily mean the product is harmful. Sometimes people see a long, complicated word and assume it must be bad. This is a common misconception that can lead to unnecessary fear and confusion. But remember, even water has a complicated chemical name: dihydrogen monoxide. It's a perfect example of how scientific names can sound more daunting than they really are. Take baking soda, for example. It's a common household item that many of us use regularly. It's a natural product found in many kitchens. We use it for baking, cleaning, and even personal care, but did you know its chemical name is sodium bicarbonate? This name might sound unfamiliar and even a bit scary. It sounds a lot scarier than baking soda, right? Yet, it's the exact same thing we use without a second thought. But it's the same thing, just a different name for a familiar product. Or think about ascorbic acid. Sounds scary, right? The name might make you think twice, but it's just another name for vitamin C, which is essential for our health. We consume it daily through fruits and supplements. We find vitamin C in oranges and other fruits. It's vital for our immune system and overall well-being. Don't let big words fool you. They are just scientific terms that describe everyday substances. The name of a chemical doesn't tell you if it's good or bad. It's important to understand what the chemical is and its purpose. What matters is understanding what the chemical is, how it works, and whether it's safe in the amounts we use it. Knowledge is power, and it helps us make informed decisions. Section 5. Chemicals are your friends. Let's take a moment to appreciate the amazing things chemicals do for us every day. Think about your morning routine. You brush your teeth with toothpaste, which contains chemicals that clean your teeth and keep them healthy. You wash your hair with shampoo and conditioner, which are full of chemicals that make your hair clean and shiny. And what about medicine? Chemicals are the building blocks of the medicines that help us fight infections, manage chronic illnesses, and live longer, healthier lives. From painkillers to antibiotics, chemicals play a vital role in keeping us well. Even the food we eat is made up of chemicals. Carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, and minerals are all chemicals that our bodies need to function properly. So, you see, chemicals are not the enemy. They are an essential part of our world and play a vital role in our everyday lives. Section 6. Science keeps us safe. Now you might be wondering, if chemicals can be both good and bad, how do we know which ones are safe? That's where science comes in. Scientists play a crucial role in determining the safety of chemicals. They conduct rigorous tests and experiments to understand how chemicals interact with our bodies and the environment. Government agencies like the Food and Drug Administration rely on scientific data to regulate the use of chemicals in food, medicine, and other products. They set safety standards and ensure that products are safe for us to use. Science helps us separate fact from fiction. It allows us to make informed decisions about the products we use and the chemicals we encounter in our daily lives. So always trust the science and look for evidence-based information. Section 7. Think like a scientist. So the next time you hear someone say, "I only buy natural products because chemicals are bad," you'll know better. Remember, everything is made of chemicals, and chemicals themselves are not inherently good or bad. It's all about what they are, how they're used, and what the science says. Don't be afraid to ask questions, do your research, and think critically about the information you come across. That's what it means to think like a scientist. And remember, science is always exploring and discovering, so keep learning and stay curious.